Did you know that the average age of when which girls start dieting has dropped from 14 to age 8? Did you know that young girls are more afraid of becoming fat than nuclear war, cancer, and losing their parents? Half of American children between the 1st and the 3rd grade say that they want to be thinner. When you're 8 years old, you shouldn't be concerned about with how fat you are or what you look like. You should be concerned with playing and riding around the neighborhood on your bike. Part of me just feels like we failed children. Now, as much as I would like to blame someone, I can't. Because it's a combination of their parents, other kids at school, the media. It's actually everybody that's contributing to this problem. The issue is that we let the entertainment and fashion industries dictate to us what is beautiful. And when in actuality, what they are force-feeding us is completely different from 98% of the population. The ideal women portrayed by models and Miss America and Barbies and actresses is 5'5" and weighs 100 pounds. The average North American woman is actually 5'4" and weighs 140 pounds. 30% of women choose an ideal body type that is 20% underweight for where they should actually be. And an additional 44% choose an ideal body shape that is 10% under where they're supposed to be. That means 74% of the population in North America wants to be underweight. And underweight, that's not healthy. Because if we as adults buy in to the stereotypes that we are being shown on TV and in movies and in magazines, what chance do the kids have? No wonder low self-esteem and depression has been steadily on the incline for the last 20 years. Did you know that an average woman will spend $13,000 in her lifetime on makeup? That's a little ridiculous. And they'll spend $12,000 annually on beauty products and grooming. That's waxing, doing your hair, getting your eyebrows done, tanning. And then there's the plastic surgery. Now, I'm not talking about reconstructive surgery after somebody's been in an accident or women who get breast implants after they lose one to cancer. I am talking about cosmetic surgery that is purely optional, all for the sake of vanity. Between 2009 and 2010, there was a 5% increase on cosmetic plastic surgeries. And in 2010, 13.1 million procedures were done. 5.4 million of these procedures were Botox injections. People just don't want to get old. But here's an interesting fact. Business from repeat patients increased 13%. Now think about that. They think getting these procedures are gonna make them happy. But the truth is, once those procedures are done, it's gonna be something else. There's always gonna be something that you wanna change. Americans spent $10.1 billion on cosmetic plastic surgery last year. I can't even comprehend that much money. I think about how women's beauty wasn't judged by how small their hips were. No. There was a day and age when large hips and thighs were revered in society. Not only were they considered a sign of fertility, but they were also a sign of wealth. Poor people couldn't eat, rich people could. And so the more full-figured women were sought after because not only could they bear children, but it was likely that they came from money. And now men who like women who have a little bit of junk in their trunk are considered chubby chasers. How does that work? Especially when the norm for the population aren't these rail thin women whose thighs have never met. Poor body image is a huge problem. It makes me sad that it's not only affecting our teenagers, but our preteens and our children. Now, I don't think we're hopeless. I think that there's something we can do to reverse the damage that has been done. I think we need to put to rest what the entertainment industry and the fashion industry are serving us up as ideal. And I think to do that, as adults, we have to show the kids and the teenagers that we're comfortable in our own skin. That's kind of hard to do, especially when statistics are speaking against us. Maybe if we start by creating a healthy body image for ourselves, it will rub off. Maybe driving home the fact that this media standard of what perfect is non-existent. That there's no such thing as perfect. Or as I like to believe, it's our imperfections that make us perfect. The truth is, you're not as fat as you think you are. You're not as ugly as you think you are. And even if your nose is a little crooked, someone is going to love you. And you know what? You really need to stop worrying about your fat ass. Because according to statistics, Most of the population has a fat ass. As for me, I'm not perfect. I'll never be perfect, but I'm one of a kind. I'm an original. And this can't be duplicated. Don't get me wrong, I have bad days. We all do. Sometimes I wish the Grand Canyon wasn't being dug out in my forehead from all this scowling I do. Sometimes I wish I was a little bit shorter, or 10 or 15 pounds lighter. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm happy with who I am. And the simple truth is, life is far too short to be worrying about what you look like. So go ahead, bear it all. Take a look at yourself. You might just realize that you're not as bad as you think. Well, that's it for this body image vlog. Hopefully I'll see you all again next week for a less exposed edition of That Girl Tyson.
General quarters, all hands man your battle stations, all hands man your battle stations.
I kinda like this. It's liberating. Maybe I should do the naked vlogger. No, that's just gonna get me into trouble.